Hi everyone, CB Smith here. So college is starting up again, and I assume a lot of you will be reading Charlotte Gilman's The Yellow Wallpaper for English class, whether high school or college. It's a popular book for the curriculum because one, it's so short, only like 60 pages, and two, it's a good example of both early Gothic and feminist literature. It's about a woman put into an attic as part of her mental health treatment by her doctor/husband, and nothing to occupy her time with as part of her treatment. So, in doing so, she gets obsessed looking at some ugly, ugly wallpaper, hence the title. So, she describes her time in the attic, trusting her husband's advice to her own detriment, and just getting so bored, slowly getting paranoid about what's going on outside her room, and a hyperfixation on this wallpaper. So I picked up this book not as an assignment for school, but as a way to pass the time during a routine military exercise that I took part in while in the National Guard. Now, I really enjoyed the story, and surprisingly, I really related to the narrator of the story. Now, you might be thinking, like, how can that be? Like, how can a male soldier in 2022 relate to the wife of a Victorian era doctor from the 1890s? I'll explain. Military media loves to focus on, like, the action of a war zone, or like the high drama of being away from family and from your home, or like the big stress of the environment you're in, and those are real. But pretty rarely does military media explore, like, the boredom. There's training, preparing to train, paperwork, more training, qualifying to see if you're good to train, and did I mention the training? That sounds like a lot, but in between all of that is a lot of dead time. During that dead time, some things need to be moved around, so occasionally a higher up will get a lower enlisted to do detail. Every soldier has a story of something that technically has a purpose, but damn if you know why it was done. Like, now, I know why me and like 20 other soldiers were ordered to guard a pile of sand in the snow, but at the time I couldn't tell you. So, like the narrator in the Yellow Wallpaper, as a lower enlisted, especially a new lower enlisted, you trust in your leadership, your authority figure, that they know what they're doing, and they do. Sometimes they don't, or they're winging it, and you're affected by it. Now, a soldier may have a real bad story pertaining to that, but this is a lighthearted video. So during this military exercise, I was reading this book during this dead time mentioned before, and me and another soldier were ordered to go to this field to guard a water tank. For what was to be a short time, turned into several hours in the middle of the night and pitch dark. So walking around, I'm hyperfixating on the sand under my feet, the water tank I'm guarding, ignoring as best I can the rain just whacking my face, and that one mosquito that just kept going into my ear no matter how much I swatted at it. So before that, I was reading a book written as a diary entry of a person trusting an authority figure, bored out of her mind with a stupid mundane thing occupying herself with, and nothing else. And it was at that point that I got it, my big aha moment. It really got me to connect with the story, her boredom, her paranoia, her fixating on stupid things. And I think everyone has had a moment of trusting the wrong person, not having a say in what is done to them, a job with a boss, or a parent thinking they're doing the right thing only for it to backfire horribly. Stuff like that. I think in that mindset, you can get behind a version of what the Yellow Wallpaper was trying to say. There is the historical reading of the book that provides more context, talking about the really wrong ideas of mental health treatment at the time and the rigid sexual gender roles of the Victorian era. Anyone who follows my channel knows that I just love going on large tangents on the historical aspects of a story. But this one I was reading to pass the time. There already are so many articles and videos about the Yellow Wallpaper that could cover that historical part better than I can at the moment. So I ended up relating more to the story on a personal level, which is not a wrong way of reading a book. So this has been fun. This is kind of a new thing that I'm working on for the channel. If you like this type of video, let me know in the comments. Y'all can hit that subscribe button too, and I hope to see you in the next video. And as always, take care.